If you want to level up at work, you need to start feeling good first. Positive energy equals 10 times the productivity. We've all had those days when nothing gets done because we're just not in the mood. Here's the secret. The key to productivity is actually how you feel. Let's break down the small shifts in behavior that can turn into big shifts in your output. My name's Liz Connolly. I've sold $500 million worth of food at the company that I founded. I love learning and I want to share my learnings with you. There were quite a few concepts in Feel Good Productivity, and what I want to do is share with you the ones that I found the most useful. The first one, as you may have guessed, is feeling good makes you more productive. Ali Abdaal calls this concept play, and it's essentially finding the fun in things, making things less stressful and pressure-filled so that you can actually have fun in everything you do. From day one as an entrepreneur, I have really embraced this. I always try to make the office really fun. We do competitions for like silly prizes like champagne parties or spirit days at the office where everyone dresses up. We always try to make it like as fun as possible so that you're looking forward to going to the office and being productive versus having a case of the Mondays and really dreading it. This leads into another concept, which is people. People can fill us with energy and really just motivate us to be more productive. A concept that really caught my eye in this section too was that people underestimate like how much others want to help them. And I see this all the time as an entrepreneur is people could come to me and ask me for help, but oftentimes I see that they're scared to ask or they don't want to take up too much of my time. But the reality is like I love to help and want to help. So asking for help when you can and just knowing that a lot of people actually really do want to help, especially people, friends, family, acquaintances, people that you already know. They're probably very, very willing to help, which really is like a cheat code on productivity is if you have people helping you. The second really important concept is getting unblocked. So we've all felt where it's really hard to get started with something. It's really often harder to get started than it is to keep going once you have some level of a momentum. The book talks about really getting rid of friction for anything that you are struggling to work on or be productive with. An easy example from my industry is like laying out your clothes the night before to go to the gym. This takes away that extra step of actually having to like pick out your clothes, decide that you're gonna go to the gym. It's like you've already decided, you just get up and go. Maybe you already have your shaker bottle out and your gym bag packed. Like having that lack of friction makes doing the thing a lot easier and leads to more productivity. Another way to kind of unblock yourself is taking quality breaks. In this day and age with the scrolling on TikTok and Instagram and everything, all of a sudden you find that you don't feel rested from your breaks. And so I like to do things like walk my dog, really big fan of getting outside to take a break and go for a walk. Anything that really makes you feel calm and rejuvenates you, fills up your cup, that's what you're looking for in terms of actually taking quality breaks. And lastly, in terms of keeping up that momentum, it's really important to record your progress so you can see actually how far you've come and not just how far you have to go. I think this is a really common mistake folks make when they're striving towards something is they're just looking ahead at what is to come and what they still have to do, and it starts to kind of bog you down. Whereas if you look back at all that you've accomplished, you probably have, some pats on the back, some champagne parties to do. It doesn't have to be this insurmountable mountain. It can be like, cool, I've come up halfway through the mountain and I only have halfway to go. The third thing is good news. The first piece of this is over-communicate good news. So I'll throw up an example of earlier this year, my company was in a Netflix docuseries and it was absolutely crazy for business. It was a really good time, very, very busy. I shared that, really over-communicated that with my team, with my network. It creates a lot of energy around the business and working towards something because we had this really big accomplishment and I'm talking a lot about it. And then react to people's good news. Like if I'm shouting this out and nobody is reacting, like obviously that's not as cool. Same thing goes for the opposite. So I'm gonna give people kudos if they get a promotion or a new role, or maybe they just did something small, but always participating in that conversation allows it to build that momentum and give them that energy boost that we're looking for that leads to productivity. I mean, what I found is relationships with others are like the #1 thing that affect our mood. So if we can really over-communicate that good news and react to good news, then it really boosts everyone's energy and brings a lot of happiness and productivity to the group. So to wrap it up, you can't get past the final boss on the way to productivity if you don't feel good. So make sure that you feel good and take some of these energy-giving tips and implement them in your day-to-day. Ultimately, when you do things that boost your mood, it skyrockets your productivity. Now go out there, make those productivity shifts, and really just watch everything fall into place. Comment below what you think of the book. If you haven't read it yet, there's a link in the description and definitely would recommend it. Thanks, guys.